They say the day you trigger is the worst day of your life. The event that causes the change has to be suitably traumatic, something that activates that flight or fight response and then pushes it some. Power doesn't just get handed to you, and it seems that only the broken are worthy. Unless you're lucky enough to be second generation, born to parents with some parahuman ability, then the event doesn't have to be so extreme. As a kid hanging out with my pals, we'd talk about the local capes, the latest Hollywood blockbusters involving some cape-related storyline. We'd play games, a cape version of Would You Rather. What power would you want? What's cooler? The ability to freeze time, flight, super speed. We would compare Alexandria to Miss Militia, the heroes to the villains, the grotesque abilities to the benign one, like healing or illusions. We were kids, and I guess we were kind of stupid. It's easy to wish for something when you don't really know what the granting of that wish entails. Suppose I'm supposed to tell you how I triggered. That's what you expect, right? But no. I reserve the right to keep some things to myself. Just know that it was suitably horrible, that it scarred me forever, and that it changed me. There's a cape out there, I forget the name, some guy who had the ability to create holes between dimensions. He made this stable portal to a different version of our reality, a place with no capes, no endbringers. There's been a lot of study conducted into all of this, the differences, the wacky science behind it all. I don't know much about that, but a quirky effect of the portals is that not much can travel through, at least nothing living. There's been trade going on, an exchange of sorts from world to world. At some point, I got to watch one of the movies from this world. A fellow running around New York in a red suit with a spider theme to it. I don't remember much, but there's a line near the end that has always stuck with me. With great power, there must also come great responsibility. Most people, upon discovering that they now possess some sort of ability, immediately think that they can be the new face in town, a hero for the masses. It's almost always the first instinct you have. I think it has something with how we've been brought up in a world so heavily influenced by cape culture. I mean, everyone wants to be a celebrity, right? Others see the value in the gift as a means of earning their way through the world. Life ain't easy after all, and if you've got an ability that could give you a boost, why not use it? Then there are those who wield their abilities as weapons. There's some real messed up people out there. Just turn into agents of chaos and spread disorder. You've heard of the Slaughterhouse 9, right? Broadly speaking, there are two extreme ends to the spectrum. Heroes and villains. Good and evil, presumably. Just as it has always been. Every city in the world, well, those that have survived the Endbringers, has its local syndicate of crime lords and gangs, supervillains running protection rackets or just causing mayhem. It's kind of crazy that society hasn't collapsed with all the powers some of these people have. I mean, thinkers who could design really destructive bombs, people able to morph into monsters and go goblin around the place. A large part of why that hasn't happened is due to the heroes, the shining men and women to whom we all aspire, symbols of justice and protection. I can't deny their impact, but the blatant hero worship, some people pay them, kind of weirds me out sometimes. Much of what they do entails posing for the public and juggling their overblown sense of self with the fealty they owe to the protectorate. So, you have the supervillains versus the superheroes, each side having its detractors and its fans. Most of it is a game of public perception and everyone is just happy to play. There's a delicate balance between the two sides and the game has become a staple of modern society. But there's a third alternative. Some people, upon gaining these powers, decide to do their own thing, to go rogue, so to speak. Some turn into vigilantes, a route that usually leads them being forced to choose a side or other once they cross some extreme. Others try to incorporate their abilities into their career. Tinker scientists, or being hired to provide cybersecurity to banks. Musicians with extra oomph to their voice that makes you just feel everything 10 times as strongly. Some keep quiet about the whole ability, preferring to go for the fitting in approach, trying to live a normal life. It doesn't work out as well as you might think. The thing about these abilities, be you hero or villain or rogue, is that they don't really fix anything. Life still finds a way to put you through the ringer, and it's a general rule of thumb that you will have to deal with the repercussions of your ability. You wake up one morning and suddenly your skin is gushing out some toxic agent, acid maybe. That has got to affect your life on some major levels. Big hit to the self-esteem at least. But hey, at least you get to pick some cool codename for yourself. You get to play dress up, running around in capes and suits like it's Samhain every night. You might get into a tussle or two, but as long as you don't have terrible luck and you're not a psychopath, there's an unwritten rule of general non-lethal engagements. At least that's what I've garnered so far. It's a pretty strange game going on out there. I'm still thinking about what to do next. There's a sense of looming space before me. It can be freedom, I suppose. A place for me to hide, a second life, a new beginning. Or it could be darkness, a great temptation. Those words keep flashing in my mind. Great power, great responsibility. I have choices to make, and only time will tell how it all ends. Assuming it's not at the hands of Leviathan or the Simag. Damn, does this mean I have to fight the freaking Endbringers at some point? This is crazy.